So SEELE is the next enterprise level blockchain. You could say blockchain 4.0. It's going to allow for big business and enterprise to use their blockchain, and at the moment we're taking 1 million transactions per second. So I'm going to go through the team, the features, and what I think about this ICO. Just for a quick summary, I do think that this ICO is going to be the next biggest ICO for 2018. They've got a really good team. They have a great concept. Their proof of concept is 5 out of 5. You can say 11 out of 10. They've done a lot of work. They have some good partners. I think at the moment it's very unknown, but this will probably completely be sold during private sale once they accept private sale, because it's going to be that hot. So let's get started with the white paper. So, abstract. In recent years, various blockchain systems and its applicants continue to open boundaries to a wider area and deeper application development. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other public chains and digital currencies continue to emerge, as well as consortium chains such as Fabric, Corda, blossoming. The formation of highly competitive situation. With the development of blockchain technology and its applications, the problems are gradually exposed. Issues such as the inability to scale large-scale performance, the inability to support diverse business scenarios, and the inability to exchange information and share assets across different blockchain networks are becoming prominent. So essentially here what they're aiming at and saying is all of these ICOs and sort of new blockchain, private blockchain problems, chains have the same or similar problems, is that they're not able to scale for a big anticipation for mass adoption when more people are using cryptocurrencies. So they're essentially saying, how can we solve this? So in response to these problems, we are back to the core value of the blockchain and try to solve these problems from several core issues in the blockchain: consensus algorithms, ecological topologies, value internet protocols, underlying network protocols, collaborative convergence, computing and application ecosystems, etc., to promote a wide application of blockchain and value internet. In response to these problems, we tried to make progress in different aspects of the blockchain, such as the core issues of the blockchain, underlying communications protocol, network infrastructure, cross-chain agreements, consensus algorithms, and upper application ecosystem, and strive to promote development of blockchain in the value-added internet widely used. So essentially they're saying the same thing here. A novel neutral consensus algorithm is proposed to improve fault tolerance from 33% to 40% without any loss of performance compared with the Byzantine agreement algorithm. So essentially what you have here is the first proposal is a 7% increase on consensus algorithm protocols in the blockchain. They're proposing a heterogeneous forest HF network in architecture with good scalability for a wide variety of application scenarios, as well as perfect mechanism, resources, and security isolation for any generic or custom demand. Proposed Value Transport Protocol (VTP) and Value HTTP Protocol to realize the naming, discovery, and addressing service of value internet assets and entities, and seamlessly integrate with internet resources to build underlying protocols and infrastructure services for blockchain ecosystem. Okay, naming. SEELE or SEELE is soul in German, which refers not only to the human soul itself but also the core of a person's idea or action. SEELE implies our goal to innovate a new era of internet value. So what they're trying to basically get out with the aesthetics of the name is that they're aiming to be a core part, a big part of the blockchain projects in 2018, and they're essentially putting themselves out there. Here we have some points on missions and goals. The most interesting of which I would say is provide a powerful foundation platform a high-speed pipe for the free and safe circulation of resources and positioning, discovery and transfer of value, and transformation within and across the global chain. They've got a lot of stuff on design principles here. You have to understand I'm not a programmer. I like this figure here, figure 3.1. So we've got development, blockchain 1.0 representative of Bitcoin. Highlights, transaction ledger. So with the development of Bitcoin, we had the first transaction ledger. So then it comes along blockchain 2.0 with Ethereum. We developed smart contracts, which is definitely what is mainly being used at the moment. Blockchain 3.0, we've got EOS, Dfinity, Cosmos, the Internet of Blockchain type protocols, which is trying to link multiple projects together. So we have the development of high performance, advanced governance, better consensus, large scale business, fundamental chain, and cross chain. And then it leads on to SEELE, which is what they're claiming is blockchain 4.0. So we have the heterogeneous forest, natural consensus algorithm, computing sharing between on-chain and off-chain, and million TPS, which is a million transaction per second, which is what I understand to be 10 times as faster as blockchain 3.0. But we will need to clarify that. So introduction, principles, there's a lot of kind of mathematical equations going on here. So we're going to skip this. Do refer to the white paper if you're interested in looking at this. There's some proof of concept here in their scalability, and some interesting graphs, and basically their evidence, the evidence that they're putting out, which basically says why SEELE is the blockchain 4.0. Guys, like I say, do your own research. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my own opinion and taking in from my own experience how I view this project. But this is definitely an undervalued project at the moment, and it's on par with OneChain. If we're all saying that OneChain is going to be a huge coin in 2018, the equivalent of Chinese Ripple, as they use OneChain for banks and businesses to use the chain essentially privately, and communicates with Neo and Ethereum. It's going to be huge. So scrolling through all this, I'm going to move on to the token generation, if that is in the white paper. It might not just be. I know they want to raise, I think, 100 million. I do need to clarify that. We'll move on to the team now. So we've got here Dr. Byway, who is the chief scientist at SEELE. He's a Master of Science in Computer Science at Oxford University, the Deputy Secretary General of China Blockchain Technology Innovation and Application Alliance. He has 8 blockchain related technology patents. He's a former London University postdoctoral fellow and graduate doctoral tutor. He is good. I like the modest use of he is good at data analysis here. So he's good at data analysis, image processing, and visual science. He's been invited to international academic conferences. He has many national invention patents, and he's been in some well-known academic journals such as the New England Journal for Medicine, and he's participated in radio shows across the country. I do think Mr. or Dr. Byway is from the UK. Would be interested in maybe having an AMA with him later on in the coming weeks. Would be great. And what you will notice is there are quite a lot of people in the team who are based in London, and they do have credible backgrounds, which I find interesting. Dr. Gung Hui, digital cryptocurrency expert. Apologies if I pronounce that wrong. He's got a PhD at UCL, which is in London, also in financial mathematics, so he knows his stuff about finance and maths. It's part of the UCL Blockchain Technology Research Centre. If you don't know what this is, it's a research centre based at University College London, which are putting out a lot of information and a lot of interesting research about blockchain technologies. I would say we're one of the leading bodies that we have putting out really early research, super geeky stuff, stuff that you would also find it very hard to actually find, because it's so niche. Part of the Sino-British or China-British Blockchain Association founder. We've got Dr. Maolin Zheng, disease early warning risk control algorithms. It's a very interesting background to have for a cryptocurrency team. Distinguished specialist in Beijing, China, postdoctoral at the NSERC, National Sciences and Engineering Research Council, at the Government of Canada, postdoctoral fellow at the Montreal Business School, and he's a CTO at a bunch of other companies. So we also have Dr. Nick Smith, medical data analyst, is involved in distributed computing, cloud computing, grid engineering, postdoctoral at the University of London, a doctoral student, which is good to see. He's an incumbent UK, the Moorfields Eye Hospital honorary researcher. Got Dr. Fiona Glenn, senior health digital analyst, again postdoctoral at the University of London researcher, honorary researcher in Moorfields Ophthalmology, UK hospital, good at simulations. So that's just a few off the top here. Their roadmap. Now on for the roadmap. Zoom in for you guys because you can't see it. So Q1 2018, validate the algorithms for each core module and get a minimized workable mode. Minimum feasibility verification, consensus algorithm and testing environment, signature and algorithm hash, account address generation algorithm, smart contract and virtual machine prototype, RPC interface and command line tool. Q2 for 2018, transfer the value, a user value in a test network. So they're going to be tests in the network with transaction billing system, consensus packing mechanism, miner incentive mechanism. So basically going to be getting the test network up and rolling. Q3 2018, deploy value transmission protocol, open value transmission channel in heterogeneous forest network. It's going to be adding here in Q3 some of the more advanced elements of their proof of concept into the test network. So they're going to start to bulk it out in Q3. And then finally in Q4 it gets rolled out to the public network. So it's going to go live, essentially their version of a mainnet, roll out to the public network, security audit, stress test, Endurance, SDK, blockchain browser, app, and a demo, IDE version 1.0, and a wallet. So there's a lot of stuff here in 2018 from Q1 to Q4. It will be live in Q4, so you're looking to find out when this finally goes live. You have a date there. So we've got Q1 2019, you've got SEELE v.1, trusted exchange and sharing of medical data based on SEELE. So this is interesting. SEELE aiming at the medical network, also in medical field. There is quite a lot of competition here already. I think what SEELE has the edge on is just the ability to have millions of transactions per second and how fast their blockchain is. This is an enterprise plus level version of OneChain, and I do think that it represents an interesting breakthrough where blockchain starts to become more usable for businesses and entire sectors, massive enterprises, corporations and such, which is interesting here. So we've got some more points for the roadmap in 2014. University of Oxford, Stanford University, UCLA, which is in California, Los Angeles, TED Chain Capital, Great Ocean Capital, IBM Watson, the University of Edinburgh, and MedEther. let's go through to their Telegram. So in Telegram they currently have, let's bring this over for you. They currently have 3,600 users. It's the 28th of June today. So I've seen an increase of about 1,600 people in the last 2 days, which is quite good. It'll probably start to pick up traction pretty soon, especially once people find out and see, find out about this little gem here. If we go back, we'll have a look at the GitHub. Now the GitHub, let's have a look at the GitHub. Now the GitHub isn't very active. We've got one repository, SEELE token, and it was added 11 days ago. There's not much in there. I'm not sure if they're making it private or public, if we're going to be able to browse that on later, but I will ask if possible during an AMA, or if I'm able to speak to an admin at some point, or someone on the team, which I think will be soon rather than too late. The Bitcointalk thread, let's have a look at the Bitcointalk thread. So Bitcointalk thread, so it's still not much traction on the Bitcointalk thread. Posted on the 25th of January 2018, so very recently. I think just because of the whole way, the whole crowd of us who are basically investing in ICOs are getting in so early that these teams are putting out their stuff to the public a couple months before they're even ready, and they're just getting bombarded straight away. So expect some more meteor information to come out later on during the year. So we've got their Twitter here, 500 followers, there's a couple of tweets here. I think this might be their team. There is a short video clip. It's from their team talking about heterogeneous forest with their CTO and CEO. An article here from Medium. Yeah, it looks interesting. I think once it gets going, this is going to be something that sells out instantly.